Hello my friends, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're all having a great day. Today's video is going to be my monthly favorites video, and I'm going to do it as a get ready with me, and I will be talking about some things that I just reach for over and over and over again. And this month I have quite a good selection. All right, so we're going to get started. I do have two primers that I have really been enjoying. I have talked about this one before. It is the Becca Skin Love Brightening and Blurring primer. I find that by using a blurring primer, it helps with some of the fine lines. It doesn't help with the really deep ones, but it does help with the fine, and it does blur out the pores. So I really enjoy this. This is my second tube of this. I will have everything listed and linked below for you. Okay, so always look below. Just hit that show more tab and everything will be there for you. You can just hit on the link and go and research the product yourself. Okay, and the other I have been using, which I am almost out of, and it's the Mcgrath Labs, and it's the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer. So I'm going to show you how I have been wearing this one. I'm going to use this one because I have used this one in so many tutorials and videos. So I'm just going to take 2 pumps of this. I'm going to rub it together in my fingertips, and then I'm going to massage it into my pore area around my nose, go up through the T-zone. It does have a little bit of a scent, but not enough that I find obnoxious. So if you'll notice, I really focused on the T-zone area because I really don't have a problem with makeup sliding around, but with age, I am noticing more of a pore issue. So I really am enjoying both of these primers. Thing that I love, and I have been talking about this for over a year and a half now. This came to me, well, it was recommended to me from my eye doctor, and it is the Luma Phi. I was complaining about losing that vitality in my eyes. You know, that's something you see in the young, and then as we get older, our eyes get a little dingy, we get bloodshot eyes, and we all know that Visine is not good for us. So my eye doctor told me to use Luma Phi, and for over a year and a half I have been using this and absolutely love it. If you wear contacts, you should put it in 10 to 15 minutes before you plan on putting your contacts in. You will not believe how quickly this works in taking the redness and just making the whites of your eyes look much whiter. So another favorite of mine is my glass block for foundation. I actually have 2 of them. One is dirty, one is clean. I absolutely love this. I like to use it when I'm doing a review anyway, because you can really see the foundation on it, the texture of the foundation, if it's thin or thick. But I really love this for mixing my foundations and concealers, because I'm finding with age that I'm having to mix things to create a color that is suitable for underneath my eyes especially. But I did find something that I have been using for quite a while, and I love it, and I just bought a second tube of it. But anyway, I love my little glass foundation concealer blender. But this is really a great little glass block on Amazon. You can actually find it always in my Amazon store. Okay, so I have 3 sponges that I love. This one here I've been using forever. It is the Sonia Kashuk. You get these at Target. I love it. This one is not damp right now, so this is the actual size, but it does get much bigger once you wet them. And what you do is you just wet them and really squeeze them out really well. You don't want anything dripping out of your sponge, and you don't want it super wet because then it interferes with the application. But for me, I love applying my foundation with a sponge. It just gives me a really beautiful finish to almost every single foundation I use. So this is my new Sonia Kashuk, and it just has 2 little angles on here. These angles don't really mean anything to me, but I do just love her sponges, so I picked up another one, but I decided I have probably 6 or 7 of these. So I picked up one of these, and I love it. And another new sponge to my collection is from BK Beauty. You know that I use several of the BK Beauty brushes. They now have a sponge, and it is shaped like this. This one is damp because I'm going to use it, but I love this sponge just as much as I love these. And believe me, a lot of people think, well, what is a sponge? Is a sponge. No, it's not true. They have to be just the right, they have just the right play to them. If they're too rubbery and too latex feeling, although most sponges are latex free, then I don't know, they just don't apply the way I like them. So these 3 have really been beautiful. I love them. Okay, so now for foundations. I actually have two foundations here that I can't stop using, and one is going to absolutely surprise you because, well, not surprise you, because I kind of touched base on this a little bit in a video, and I said I had to learn how to wear this. I tried to wear it using more product and it was a hot mess on me, but I can't stay away from it now, and I have found that I can only use one solid layer of it, which is equivalent to about one pump in a drop, but it's so beautiful. But I'm going to talk about the other one first because I'm actually going to use the one that I truly love. This one here has surprised me so much. Now, Revlon came out with their Candid Foundation quite a while ago, and I was in CVS early in November, and I found the Candid Glow because I am a dry skin person and I like to have a little bit of glow to my foundation. I like my skin to glow at all times. I know some people don't like that, but with age, the glow is very important for us dry skin girls. So I found this Candid Glow. Now, I've already almost finished a whole tube, and it was kind of hard for me to find. I haven't been able to find it anywhere, although I should back up and say I'm now starting to see it filter in. I think Ulta now has it, but the problem is they're not putting it in its own unit. They're mixing it right in with the other Candid foundation. So check there in your Ultas. But this Candid Glow is so beautiful, my friends. I have worn it in several videos, and it's just gorgeous. And for me, 350 is the perfect color. So if you're like me, 350 is the most, I'm going to just show you. I'll take a pump on my hand. That is the consistency. But it just has such a beautiful finish to it. I mean, it really is an aging woman's best friend if you have skin like me, but it just has a beautiful finish, gives good coverage, no sparkles in it. Look at how beautiful that is. And it plays well with my Charlotte Tilbury powder. So let's move on to my most favorite foundation, which I'm going to go ahead and use. I did go buy it in another color. I purchased it in the tawny, I think it's 3W1 tawny. I did go and buy the 3N1 because this is warm. This is okay for me now in Florida, but in the, well, I'm always going to be in Florida, so I don't know why I'd need that. Maybe I'll mix them. But anyway, this foundation is so fabulous. But the trick is, if you have skin like mine, which is dry, mature, some sagging, some lines, a little bit of texture, not a whole lot, and, you know, a little bit of pore activity going on now with age, you will not want to layer this because that's when it looks terrible on me. It is absolutely beautiful, and I get a lot of compliments when wearing this. So let's move along. So we are going to go ahead and put it on the tray. So there's one pump and just a little dribble more. You don't want two full pumps if you have skin like me, although if you need more coverage, you may. So this is the consistency of it. It's a medium weight consistency. It's just beautiful, my friends. So I'm going to go ahead and tap this on my face, and you can see this color is pretty good, a little on the warm side, but okay, because walking the dogs here in Florida or just doing things outside, sunscreen or no sunscreen, I'm getting color down here that I would not normally get back in New York. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my BK Beauty sponge, and I'm going to start applying this. It moves around so easily with a sponge. It is so gorgeous, my friends. It does have a little bit of a scent, but nothing that really bothers me. I was a little worried about it because I don't normally do well with Estee Lauder products. As some of you know, if you've been with me a long time, that's why you don't see me using a lot of Estee Lauder, especially their skincare, because my skin reacts to it. So that's the only reason that I don't usually have a lot of Estee Lauder in my lineup. And also the Estee Lauder, oh, what's the one foundation that's so popular with them? Oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank, but you all know. I'll put it in an annotation here. It's just too much foundation for me. Double wear, that's it. But look at the finish you get with this incredible foundation. It is so beautiful, and it wears really well, my friends, really well. And it does not oxidize on me, so that's also a very important point for me. But that is just so beautiful. So let me go ahead and quickly show you the two of them next to each other so you can see. And then I'll go ahead and put a drop of this one on here. And I will put a drop of the warm ivory on here, and I'll go ahead and spread them out so you can see. That is what they look like. This side here is the tawny. This is the warm ivory right there. And that is what they look like. Okay, so for concealer, if you're an aging woman with wrinkles underneath your eyes, you know that concealers become an issue with age because they just accentuate the wrinkles underneath our eyes. And some of us have really a lot of veining or dark circles underneath our eyes that need to be covered. And you can use your foundation under there, but sometimes the foundation doesn't really always work well underneath there. So I have been using the YSL, and this is the Touche Éclat High Cover Radiant Concealer in number 3. I love this. I just went and bought another one because I love it so much. It comes in the same type of wand as the Touche Éclat, and it comes out, and then I just put a little bit of it right here, and you'll see that number 3 has a really nice peach undertone to it, so it's going to really help with camouflaging out those dark circles. I then take a little bit here. I'm working on 1 pump right now. I haven't added any more, so I'll go ahead and just put that all around the outside to take care of the veins. Now here is where I apply this one a little bit differently. Usually I will use a sponge because I like the finish I get. With this one, I take my fingers and I just tap it right along, and I will go up the brow bone because I do have some veining there. And I will go right over my whole lid. And it just really camouflages everything out really nicely without being too bright underneath the eyes. Okay, so for highlighting, I found a new product, and I think I may have talked about this. You know, I've done so many videos that just have not turned out, so I don't put them up. As you all know, we're doing a little bit of construction in the house, and it's been noisy, and I've had a hard time with my location, but I've pretty much for a while until everything is done. And I know I talked about this in a video, but I don't know if it was posted, so excuse me for repeating myself if I have, but this is a favorite, and it's from Tarte. It's called their Shape Tape Glow Wand. And this here, I got it in Dream. It comes in a couple of different colors, but it comes like this with a wand, and it's really beautiful. I use it as a highlighter, and I do it before bronzer and blush because it's a cream product and powder. And I just go ahead and I tap it a little bit lower around the cheek, and then I just put one above. So it's lower than the eye. I'm not really putting it on the cheekbone. Now this does come with its own sponge, which you can go ahead and just tap in the areas you want. But I will tell you, the sponge is really a disappointment because it flies out. It does not stay in place. But you can see this is such a beautiful highlighter. And by using the sponge, you're really able to avoid all of the wrinkles. But look at how beautiful that is. And it just instantly lifts the cheekbone up. It's beautiful. Now I do put it here where I have a big wrinkle, but I can come down just lightly in the temple area because that will help to bring that out and look like you have more volume there, because we lose volume there as well. So I just think this is incredible. I mean, it is so beautiful. It has no glitter to it, my friends. And it does come in other colors for different skin tones. So there is the highlighter. I just love, love, love this. And you could use this on the bridge of your nose. You can use it, you know, to highlight here. You can use it in your peaks, above your lips. You can use it on the side of your mouth to try to bring this out. It really, really is nice. And so far, I haven't really noticed that it accentuates much in the way of wrinkles for me. I have a lot of wrinkles around the eyes, but it really is beautiful. I just love it. Okay, so now I do want to go in and set with a powder. And again, this month, the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Genius powder is my favorite. And I just tap some in the lid, tap it back, and it should leave me with just enough to do underneath my eyes. I'm going to go in with my BK Beauty 108 brush. This is a favorite. I think I'm going to do a separate video on my favorite brushes. You let me know in the comments if you would be interested in that. But this is the 108, and I like it because it's tapered nicely. It is not too loose, not too stiff. You just tap it into the powder that is in the lid. You don't have to add any more than this, and then you just tap it off. Now you do want to make sure that you go ahead and warm that back up to make sure it's not hugging inside any wrinkles. And then I'm just going to take this and go right up to my lash line and set that concealer. I'll go on the inner eye because I did put a cream product there, and I want that to stay all day. And you really do have to set it if you want it to stay all day, unless you're using a long wear, which in my case accentuates my wrinkles. So I can't use an all day 24-hour long wear really thick concealer. So that is what it looks like set. It's really, really perfect, this powder. Okay, so the powder is set underneath. So now I'm going to put the lid back on, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Tap it, get some in the lid, tap it, not as hard back because I want to leave a little bit more in the lid, a little bit less than that though. And then I'm going to go in with my BK Beauty. This is the 102 powder brush. I love this brush. I also like the Sephora powder brush. I like the La Mer. But right now I am really loving this, and it's a favorite. So here we go. So I'm just going to go in and pick up the powder. You can see it really picks up nicely. Tap it off. And I want to really work it into the fibers. So I go back in and I just press it in, and then I will tap off. And the brush is loaded up, so I'm going to touch the cheek on both sides because I just want to distribute it. And I might do my forehead that way, and then just along the jawline. And then I'll go in and I just sweep it all over the face. So there is the powder. It works really well with the Estee Lauder foundation, and it works really well with almost every single foundation that I use. So I really do like this powder. Obviously, it's been in many, many favorites, and I use it in so many tutorials. So I was going through my stash for bronzers, and I have so many bronzers that I really, really love. I have the Glow Skin that I love, and I actually purchased a new one from Revlon that I really love. I like the Physician Formula bronzer, but I came across my Nars Tahiti bronzer again and realized I really love this bronzer. And I also love this Hourglass. Now the Hourglass is the Ambient Radiant Bronze Light. This is not one that I would use all over my cheeks, but I do use it to put a nice little highlight. I'm going to go into the Nars, and it looks like this. I'm going to pick up the BK Beauty 103 brush. If this is too big a brush for you and you seem to be putting way too much bronzer, the one by MAC is very, very nice. It gives you a little bit of control, and it's the 135S. I'll go ahead and use this. I just tap it in, it picks it up. I tap it into the mirror just to make sure it's really worked into the fibers. And then I'm just going to go in a circular motion. Sometimes I'll tap and just place it where I want, and then I'll buff it out because it just brings out the beautiful glow. This is a very subtle but can be built up. This would be like one layer, so I'll pick it up a little bit for you. I just go ahead and I tap it where I want it, and then I'll go back in and I just buff it out, and it brings out such a beautiful glow. And you'll notice that powder didn't take away that beautiful Tarte highlighter. So this is the bronzer. It is just a beautiful bronzer, and I will go ahead and I will run this along my forehead, and I avoid the temple area, but I do like to take it on my forehead. And if you have white roots, like I do right now, but I left them that way because I'm going to be doing a how to look younger with certain tools and, you know, things. But you want to be careful because it will make it orange if you get it on your white roots. So you really want to drop that brush down when you're applying your bronzer, okay? So that is how beautiful this bronzer is, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, so the bronzer is done. It is a beautiful bronzer. The next one is the Hourglass, and this is so beautiful. You can use this as a bronzer all over. For me, I don't really care for that much glow all over, although this one does, the Nars does give a little bit of a glow, but not as much as this one. And I like to apply this with a fan brush. You get more control, and this is a Sonia Kashuk brush from Target, and I tap it in, and you'll see it picks up the product. And then I'm going to tap it into the mirror. Just really load up so you get just enough on there. And because it's a dual fiber, it's going to give you a lighter application. Hold the brush way down, and then just go ahead and place it on the high points of your cheek. And it gives you such a beautiful, beautiful glow. The Hourglass bronzer is so beautiful. I think I'm actually going to use it as an eyeshadow today because I do that a lot. Sometimes I'll just use my bronzer for a very natural look. But this also can take the place of a blush. I really don't need a blush at this point, but I do want to show you a blush that I have really been enjoying again. And it is from Clinique, and it is Nude Pop. And it's just a pretty subtle nude peach blush. I'm going to go ahead and I'll just take it on that same fan brush because you do get more control. I find that when I'm looking at women out in public, and this is not to say they shouldn't be doing it, I think that every woman should do what she wants to do, wear her makeup the way she wants to, wear her hair the way she wants to, wear the clothes she wants to. Who cares what anybody else thinks? You are living your life and you only get one time around in this body, so enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and take this and just pick it up. And I'm going to just put it on the very highest point of my cheek. I'm starting to glow from menopause, not all of the stuff I'm putting on my face. And I just want to place this right here because it will just help to lift my cheeks up. Now, I like to sometimes take my blush, if it's the right shade, and I will just go along my eyebrow and just highlight. And this is so subtle that you can do this with this one. And it sort of just marries everything together. I usually do this as a last step, but I'm doing it right now because I have it in my hands, okay? So as I mentioned, you can actually use this as an eyeshadow. Many women don't have time or they don't have the skills to be able to do 3 different eyeshadows, 4 different eyeshadows. So I think I may just use this one to show you how you can create a really nice eye look just using this. But I did want to mention that I started pulling out again, my VisArt palettes. I love the VisArt. And this one here is the Warm Mattes. I do like a matte look. I have always been in favor of matte eyeshadows, but sometimes in the summer you just want that bronzy look. So now you're gonna need a base, so you either wanna use your powder or you can use any eyeshadow from the kit. I think I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of eyeshadow here. And then I will show you, because I think everybody has a really neutral eyeshadow. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this color up here. It is a little on the yellow side, but that's okay. And I'll mix it in with a little bit of the peach though. All right, so I'll just really work the colors in. And then I just want to touch my lid with this. And I want to go all the way up to the brow bone. And it just kind of gives you a nice base. So I'm picking that up with the peach again. Okay, so I've laid down a nice base. You can do that with powder or whatever. But I did want to share that I really have been enjoying my VisArt shadows again. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the Hourglass. And I'm using my Tom Ford 13, another favorite of mine. I would have to say that this brush here has remained for a couple of years now one of my most favorite brushes for creating eyeshadow looks. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to pick up a good amount of this and I'm going to go ahead and tap it in just in case there's any fallout. And I'm going to tap this on my lid and go all the way to the inner eye, all the way to the outer, and make sure that you're always working up. And I have just created a little bit of dimension. I'll go back in and pick up some more. And I'm going to start working up on the outer part of the eye with more of the bronzer because it's not an eyeshadow. And I'm building up the outer part of that eye. So I'll go in, tap it in again, and I'm just going to tap more of it on the outer part of the eye and really build that up. And I'm creating a look with one bronzer, not even an eyeshadow. Now I'm gonna go in with the 207 from BK Beauty. This is a beautiful little dome brush. You know that in the past I have always used the, oh, I'm drawing a blank on that too. Where is that brush? You know, the Artiste brush, the oval 3 or oval 1, something like that. Well, this one is perfect, so I'm going to go back in and I'm going to pick up more of that bronzer, and I really want to accentuate the outer corner. So I'm going to go ahead and just tap that in and really build up the outer corner. take a little bit more, and I'm going to build it up. And you build it up to where you like it. But that is how you achieve a look using a bronzer palette. I mean, you can do anything you want with your makeup. I'm going to go in with this. I think that this brush is so perfect. It is the 787 Bdellium Tool Brush. This is so perfect for just softening the edges of everything. And notice I'm not going on my lid for this. I'm just staying on the edge, softening that out. And then you can even sweep up to make sure that you've cleaned everything. And you created a really nice, simple eye look with this. So now I'm going to put a little bit of this under. I'm using that dome brush. And I'm just sweeping up. Oh, let me do this again. What I did here, I put my mirror in the front. I'm just going to sweep underneath with whatever was left over and sweep up on the sides. So then I've given a little more definition to the eyes and given myself a real bronze goddess look. All right, so I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so I turned the camera, I thought I turned the camera off to do my eyebrows because I never do them on camera. And came back and hit the thing and didn't pay attention to the red button. So now I'm just going to share with you my mascara, but pretty much everybody knows how to apply mascara. So I recently purchased a small tube of the Lancome Sil Booster XL. I forgot how much I like this. I do think it's very comparable to the Lash Paradise base by L'Oreal. Very, very, very similar. So I do, at my age, I do need a lash primer because my lashes are simply a mess. So now for my mascara, I have 2 tubes of Giorgio Armani. And one is in wood and one is in black. Now this is the wood on my eyes. During the day, I like to wear a brown, a deep, deep brown. No gray browns, no red browns. This is just a really nice, almost black brown. I like it. I think it's just more fresh on my eyes. When I go out at night, I will wear the black mascara. I am enjoying this mascara. I have worn it for years. I do have several other, but this is a favorite. We can't make it too long. Now for my lips, I have 3 lip liners that I really, really do like. Oh, and my eyebrows are the usual suspects. That I will never probably change from the Anastasia Brow Wiz and the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel, and this is both in caramel. So now for my lips, I have 3 lip liners that I find I reach for all the time. And one is MAC Spice, which is what I have on today. It's just a really, I think everybody knows what MAC Spice looks like. It's just a really, you know, they call it a pinky type, I think it lends itself to many colors. So, but I usually wear it with something along the orange red or the brick reds. I also wear it with a natural lip, just blending it differently. Another one that I really like is the from Sourmet, the Natural Nude. This is really, really a nice lip liner. Again, this has a mauvier undertone than the Spice, but it's really, really a nice liner. Goes really well with a lot of nudes. And then from Christian Audette, this is probably the best lip liner I have ever worn. It applies nicely, but unfortunately, Christian Audette does not have a lot of colors. If you're watching, which you probably are not, I really do think that you should put some time and effort into creating more of your beautiful, beautiful lip liners, because this one here stays, it goes on like velvet. There's no lip liner on the market like it. And this is from the Lisa D1 collection. I think this is called Nude Sandals. This is, and I think this is only limited supplies. I don't know if this is going to be a regular. So if this is something you really have been thinking about and you like, you might want to go for it. But this is really a beautiful, beautiful lip liner. And just love it. The texture of it is beautiful. It definitely has a mauvier undertone, a mauve brown undertone than the rest. And I'm more of a red type person than I am a mauvier tone. I'm more, I should say, orange than I am mauve. But this is so beautiful. And when I wear it with some of my favorite lip glosses. Now, I was going to wear a lip gloss in this video today, but I thought I'm beating a dead horse because I just keep talking about these. My most favorite color is downstairs in my handbag. I do not ever travel without one of these. I find that I wear them all the time. And these are by Fit Glow Beauty. Now, a lot of people tried to order them. I do have a code for these. I buy them from Freeze Co Beauty, not Fit Glow Beauty. My code does not work at Fit Glow Beauty. It works only at Freeze Co. So you have to, I'll link it below for you if you are interested in any of these. I just like the whole shopping experience at Freeze Co Beauty. Just really, really a nice company. But anyway, I have so many of these, and these are, they're not only lip glosses. First of all, they feel like butter. They feel like La Mer lip balm on your lips. And they just are beautiful. This one here I wear a lot. This is Buff. I wear it a ton, but just so pretty. And they stay on my lips. I just love them. So those are my favorite. This is a new one. You haven't seen this one on me yet. I have worn it several times, but this is Gospel. Oh my goodness, I think so many of you would love this Gospel. Look at that. It is so beautiful. And this is not even a shade I would normally go for because it is definitely a rose tone. So beautiful. And then this one here is a very, very pale pink. This came in a set. And this one, it's just really, just such pretty, pretty colors. But the texture is so fabulous, just fabulous. All right, so let's talk about what's on my lips right now because I really did want to put on one of my Fit Glow Beauty glosses. But I really do like the Charlotte Tilbury. Well, I should say this. I'm not a huge fan of Charlotte Tilbury's matte lipsticks. I think there's something in the formula. They just seem to go nowhere for me. They don't build up, they disappear. I think they all turn into the same color. But when she came out with this, and this is the Susan Sarandon, and this is called Red Hot Susan. Oh, it's beautiful with this bronze look. It's just so beautiful. I love to do a really subtle bronze look and then just do a beautiful pop of color. And this right here will give it to you. I also picked up another one of these, and this is Karina Star. Now, I have to wear this one and really, take a look-see at it because it might be a little too pinky peach for me. And this color sometimes on my mouth tends to make me look older. I know many would think this does, but it really doesn't. It's suited so well for my skin tone. But when I wear colors that lean to this, I start to get an old lady look. But I haven't really worn it with a lot of, lip liners that I think it works with. So I will continue to work on this one. But another one of my most favorites is the In Love with Olivia and Angel Alessandra. But this is a beautiful pinky nude. Just really, really love them. Last but not least, I think we're almost done here. I have two other things to share with you. I really do love the Moprhe Continuing Setting Mist. This is just fabulous. I spray it on when I'm done. I take my beautiful Fran and just let it dry. It has 3 speeds. It's fantastic when you are a menopausal woman and you need a fan. This is great. It's so quiet that you could take this to the movies with you and it would not interfere with the movie at all. Nobody would get mad at you for having this. Even this is its lowest speed, which is perfect. Second speed, a little bit louder. Third speed, a little bit louder. But at the movies, I don't really think you need it blowing this much at you because it's not. It would be like you were in a J-Lo concert. Your hair would be going all over the place. All right, my friends, so that is it for my monthly favorite Get Ready With Me. I try to shorten these videos. I just can't do it, my friends. But anyway, let me know what some of your favorites have been. I love hearing from all of you. You know that. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love to have you as an Ageless Beauty. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I know a lot of you out there watching me are not subscribed to me. Come on, subscribe to me. And then right next to it is a bell which notifies you of all the videos that I'm putting out. Until the next time, my friends, you go out in the world, you be happy, healthy, beautiful, be you, and be lovable. I love you all. Be Suze.